It's Matthew David, and if you stick around through this video, you're going to discover what the block is that most people have to manifesting what they desire. And it's not what you think, okay? It's actually unconscious resistance, and it comes from the adult hyphen erated state of mind, which is seriousness. And seriousness is more than just a play on words. So stay tuned, and I'm going to share something with you you won't find anywhere else. Okay, so if seriousness is the attitude that blocks our prosperity, what is the attitude that allows us to shift our circumstances fast? Well, I'll tell it to you like this: hard circumstances in life come from hard attitude towards life. And the way that you shift it is to be playful and enter playfulness. So, with that said, I had the opportunity today to actually practice what I preach, and it changed my whole day for the better. I started out my day feeling a little serious until I got a call from the fake IRS. And you know, these guys that call from another country and they threaten you. It's a scam going around. Well, anyway, I had a little fun and I invited my friend, Mr. Chow, Mr. Ray Chow, to go ahead and play with these guys. So stay tuned, listen to this, and we're going to do a little playfulness, and then we'll get to our teaching. See you then.
Yeah, thank you for calling Internal Revenue Service. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. Mr. Chow call for a tax problem.
Sorry?
I call a tax problem. I get a voicemail. A tax problem. All money.
All right. Sorry, line has reached with the Internal Revenue Service as a clarification of IRS. How can I help you?
You say I owe money to you.
All right. Could you help me out with names so I can check it out for you, sir?
Yes. Rest name C-H-O-W.
What's your name?
Rezri Chow.
Sorry?
Rezri Chow.
How do you spell out your name, sir?
C-H-O-W.
B-R-H-R. Sir, go slow. I can barely hear you.
Okay. C.
Sir, what's your name? Will, how do you spell out your first name?
Rezri. R-E-S-L-E.
Sir, I can barely hear you. Turn off your speaker.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, I said error, E, S, error.
How spell out your E?
Yes, S, error, I, E.
E.
Yes.
Sir, what's your first name? Your first name is Era, right?
No, Rezri.
How do you spell out that name?
Error, E, S, error, I, E.
Oh, Rezri. What's your last name?
Chow. C-H-O-W.
All right. Rezri Charles, right?
Yes.
And can you help me out with zip code so I can pull up your file?
Yes, 90210.
Let me check it out for you. Okay, so you're calling from...
I am in California.
Yes, Los Angeles, California, right?
Yes.
All right. And resume, can you verify me your date of birth so I can verify that I'm talking with the right person?
3/24/72.
Okay, just be online. Let me check it out for you. All right. So Razorly, as I can see in my system, that the reason that's why the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, they are trying to reach you, sir. It informed you, Razorly, that there is an arrest warrant has been issued against your name due to a case for tax evasion. So are you aware about this? Did you
No,
receive a phone call from a local police department this morning? Any local IRS officer tried to contact you? Or
no,
any patrolling officer tried to contact you this morning with a code summons?
no.
So, Mr. Charles, you're trying to say that you're not aware about the situation. So would you want me to provide you more information about this case, or you want me to forward your file to your local police department?
Oh, oh, I did not kill that man. That was not me. I did not hang him. Okay, that was not me.
Now, who was filing your taxes? Who was filing your taxes?
Oh yeah, it's H&R Brock. H&R Brock.
All right, let me check it out for you. Okay, so Razzie, like you tell me, like, do you want me to provide you more information about this case, or you want to go with a legal procedure? Like, you want me to go with a legal procedure? You want me to forward your file to your local police department?
Oh yes, you call the sheriff. You tell him. He know me. He's fine. No, I'm not afraid of him.
No problem. Let me send the officers down.
Oh yeah, send them down. I have a whiskey ready for them. Okay, whiskey and
Sorry, what do you have?
I have all of my documentation ready. I am fine. H&R Brock, they do tax every year. Fine, it's fine. I'm no problem.
Hey, I'm back. So, all right, we want to get out of seriousness because we are probably tired of the struggle, right? I mean, aren't you done with all of the like, oh, I'm just so tired of trying to work so hard to get ahead. It just doesn't seem it's working. If that's you, it's because you might have a hard work consciousness, and that's okay. But hard work never equated to more prosperity, which means money, success, anything you're looking for. It only equates to more hard work. So, whatever vibrational state of being, whatever consciousness you're in, is the consciousness that you attract to you. So, to be playful is to be childlike, and there's nothing more prosperous than an 8-year-old with a box of crayons. Just remember that. So, here's my new book, Ask Until It's Given, and I'm going to teach a little bit from this book. And this book launches, by the way, at the end of June and on the 28th, along with the Living Ahead of Your Now workshop that we're doing. And people from all over the world are going to fly in to take this workshop. It's going to be incredible. And I'll talk about some of what I'm going to teach at the end. But for now, I want to give you an immediate victory and teach you something from the #1 bestseller on Amazon that I have called Allow. And it's going to be about the ABC break process and why it makes sense. And it also ties into what I wrote about in this book when I broke it down and I show you how everything in the universe is tachyonic, everything fractals. Okay, that's why trees look like broccoli, and then the leaves and the branches on the trees look like the human nervous system. Everything fractals throughout the entire universe, and your body happens to be bioelectric. Now, with that said, electricity, the laws of electricity also apply to the laws of manifesting, to the laws of creation. All right, as within, so without. Now, in electricity, we have series circuits and we have parallel circuits. We have serious states of mind, and we also have parallel realities. So, which one do you want to be in, and which one have you been indoctrinated into? I'm going to share that with you and show you so you can choose from now on instead of being unconscious and continuing to keep doing what you've always done and keep getting what you've always gotten. So today we're going to break the spell, and I'm going to show you how to shift into a parallel reality so that you can prove to yourself that A, it exists, and B, that it's real, and then you'll be able to want more and more and more, and that's when you can dig into these books and get more information. And if you're lucky enough, you can get to one of the workshops and learn how to do some sets. And if you're not, don't worry, there'll be more coming later. So, serious is series, okay? Now, the word Sirius sounds like Sirius with Sirius. Well, that's the star system. That's where the architect of the Matrix, Lucifer, comes from, okay? Well, who do you think created the Matrix that you happen to be trapped in? Lucifer. And it also ties in with what they call a series circuit. And this is what it looks like if you're looking at circuitry. You have point A and point B, and it's going to flow. This charge flows from point A to point B, and it goes through devices. And every time it goes through a device, it adds the devices for the total resistance. Okay, so that's what it looks like in electricity. Now let me show you what it looks like when you're taught how to think in school and you're growing up in the matrix and they teach you how to live. All right, it looks like this. You have the 666, the mark of the beast, the 6 degrees of separation through 3 kingdoms. 6, 6, 6, your inner kingdom, your middle kingdom, and your outer kingdom. And those 6 degrees are who, what, where, when, why, and how. You're taught to engage your mind at every process with who, what, when, where, why, and how through your inner kingdom, middle kingdom, and outer kingdom. And you're trained by your outer kingdom, which is your external world. Now, when you went to school, they indoctrinated you to think in a Sirius circuit from a Sirius constellation, and then you become adulterated when you grow up and you become seriousness. You become a disease. Seriousness is a disease. So, reality. Here's you, and here's your desired reality. Now, they taught you how to do this. They taught you that you live on a timeline linear progression, that it's going to take time to get all things. They indoctrinated you over and over and over. And then they taught you how to engage your mind. This is the resistance that comes in. These are the devices. Every time you engage your mind, it creates more resistance. And more thinking creates more thinking, which creates more resistance. Okay? Now, it renders the rate of consciousness to flow less. So it actually causes more unconsciousness. So the more you think, the more unconscious you get if you're in a Sirius state of being or Sirius circuit wiring in your brain. Now, Einstein happened to discover this. He said you cannot solve the problems in life with the same level of consciousness that's creating the problem. So what Einstein was saying is that you cannot get there from here. You cannot focus on the problem and attempt to get to the solution by engaging more resistance and creating more unconsciousness. Now, do you see how elegant that is and how simple that is when you understand the law of electricity and you apply it to you because you are bioelectric? Okay, now, we want to talk about parallel realities, the solution, parallel circuits. And this is the escape out of the Sirius constellation, seriousness disease. And so what it looks like is this. Here's you in the problem consciousness. What you do is you just jump into solution consciousness and you make a parallel circuit in a different world. That's what quantum physics is now discovering is the actual thing that happens, okay, after all these thousands of years. All right, now you can understand it by looking at a toll booth scenario. If you don't understand electricity, I'll make it simple for you. Here's a car and it's going down a highway through a toll booth. You can understand that, right? That is a toll, which creates resistance. This is a series linear time. Now imagine if you're in problem consciousness and you want to get to solutions, and then you say, oh geez, who's going to do it? What's going to happen? Where's it going to come from? Why? When? How? You see all this resistance you're creating? You're adding up more resistance because in a series circuit, all that resistance, all that useless thinking you're doing adds up and it creates more unconsciousness and it creates more resistance, and you can't get there from here.
Are you feeling embarrassed and stuck because you can't focus or concentrate? I have a confession to make. I spent years unable to think clearly, like I was in a fog. I was going through the motions, running my companies, and I hated feeling groggy and mentally sluggish. I couldn't get ahead like this. It's no secret, the powers that be want us dumbed down. Chemicals, fluoride, our brains are under siege, and we are experiencing lower IQs. But now there's a weapon to fight back and win. Introducing DNA Evolve, a revolutionary breakthrough in a category of cognitive enhancers called nootropics. I've been using DNA Evolve and couldn't feel better. For me, it works. It feels great to get things done again and get ahead. Try a free sample for yourself at DNAEvolveSample.com. That's DNAEvolveSample.com. Supplies are limited, so go to DNAEvolveSample.com right now.
So, if you want to lessen your resistance, which means to allow, then you have to change the way that you look at the world. Look, change the way you look at the world and the world changes. Change the way you look at the world and the world changes. Stop looking at the world as in a linear progression and start looking at infinite worlds that you already exist in. And here's what it looks like. The car that's traveling down that same highway, you know when they spread the highway and they add more lanes and they add more tolls to go through, that lessens the resistance and it increases the flow. See, if you want to increase the flow of your consciousness into your reality and move from unconsciousness into power, then you have to shift into a parallel reality construct. And that is called the ABC break process. And here's how it works. Here's you in problem consciousness. Now, infinite worlds appear and disappear in the vast expanse of my consciousness like motes of dust dancing in a beam of light. That's the Vedic saying. These are infinite realities that you can choose. And what happens is you can step right into them, and it's a new path. It's not the same linear timeline progression. It's actually an alternate reality construct. Okay? It's a complete change of consciousness, which equates to less thinking and less resistance. Now, the laws of electricity have proven that that's true. And when you get my book, I've parsed it out and I've transcribed it so you can understand it. Now, if you want to move beyond the ABC break process, then get this book, and you can actually move into a lot more power when you learn the self-entrainment technique. But for now, you're going to learn something I taught about in my first book, the ABC break process. Now, here's the premise that we're working from, the matrix, what you're caught in. You were educated in the so-called education system about time. All right, everything you did had to do with time, from the calendar to the clock. Everything outside of you, an external kingdom, was created time so that you would live in a world of time. Now, that indoctrinated you into a series circuitry which became adulterated as you grew up and you became serious. And now you may be suffering from seriousness, which is a disease. It's a lack of ease in the mind, because what happens is the 6 degrees through separation creates more resistance. Every time you say, who's going to do this? Where's it going to happen? When's it going to get here? How am I going to do it? And you do this, you create more resistance and more unconsciousness, and that's what becoming an adult has been for most people. And it is just the Luciferian program of unconsciousness and resistance. So here's the series circuit wiring. It looks like this, like I said. They teach you to do this. Okay, here's me, and here's my problem. I'm going to think my way out of it. Who's going to do it? When's it going to happen? Where's it going to get here? How? Why? Who? What? When? Where? Why? How? And you create more and more friction, more unconsciousness, more struggle. So how would you like to hack it? Hack it with playfulness. Remember how in the Bible it says to become more childlike, to become as the little ones, and you can't enter the kingdom of heaven unless you become as the little children? Well, guess what? You were born knowing this stuff, and you were talked and trained out of it by your so-called teachers that were taught to teach you in this way, that time is everything and that you exist in a linear progression. It is not true whatsoever. You are always in the now, no matter where you are, and you can shift into a parallel universe reality at any time that you choose. And this is the Vedic saying, infinite worlds appear and disappear in the vast expanse of my consciousness like motes of dust dancing in a beam of light. You see, the ancient seers knew this, the Vedics, the mystics. They knew this because they had direct insight into the workings of the universe, and now you do as well. So I recommend you go to allow.ws and you get a free copy of my book. It's free. You will learn the ABC break process, and you will learn how to shift your consciousness at will. And if you want more, the Living Ahead of Your Workshop link is below, and you can learn the self-entrainment technique, which actually allows you to lock in the state of being, the vibration of having what you want. You see, the secret of life is not to think. It's to know. It's to choose the vibration that you want to be in, and then all these things are brought unto you. You see, when you seek first the kingdom of heaven, then all of these things shall be brought unto you. So what do you think that means? Well, I'll let you figure that out when you read the book. And thanks for watching this. Talk to you soon. Hey, it's Matthew. And before you go, check this place out. This is the House on the Rock Resort in Spring Green, Wisconsin. It is amazing. It's transformational, and the reason why I'm showing you this is because I'm having a live workshop here for just a select few dozen people, and I'm going to be teaching a breakthrough technique called the self-entrainment technique. Here's what it allows you to do and gives you the power to command what you desire in your universe. See, it's not about thinking, because thoughts are a symptom of vibration. You can't climb the emotional vibrational scale like some self-help experts and law of attraction leaders tell you. That's nonsense. When I was bedridden and bankrupt, that stuff didn't work at all. Here's what works. You shift your physiology, you transform the neural pathways, and you change your state of being, and then new thoughts and new ideas come to you as a symptom of your new vibrational set point. And one shortcut secret, one scientific technique has the power and the ability to teach you that. So check out the webinar link below and watch the webinar and find out how you can participate and get to this seminar no matter what it takes. If you want a transformation, this is it. This is the answer. I'll see you at the webinar.